my name is Louise, and welcome to my channel. For this video, I've decided to do a Q&A session. I haven't done one of these since, I think, 2024, maybe? And I've actually never done one reading comments before. Usually when I do them, I just kind of pick out questions that I think people are thinking and wanting to ask, but I've never actually done it based off reading comments. But yesterday, 13 hours ago, roughly, I actually got Q&A comments from Brett's History Club on a community post that I made asking for Q&A questions. Alright, without further ado, I'm going to answer these 5 questions, but I also would like to remind you guys, if you have any other questions, to please comment down below here on this video, and I might answer them in a future video. And lastly, I'd like to thank Brett for these questions. Alright, number 1, favorite song you saw Paul perform live? So yeah, as you guys probably know, because I've talked about it many a time on this channel since it happened, I did see Paul McCartney's Got Back Tour 2025, specifically in Minneapolis, Minnesota, on October 17th. Personally, for me, however, this is an incredibly hard question to answer, because I love almost, if not all, of Paul's solo discography, and so it's kind of hard to pick just one, but if I had to pick, I think I'm gonna narrow it down to 2 answers. Number 1 is Come On To Me from the album Egypt Station. I'm gonna say that is my number 1 because it's actually my favorite song by Paul McCartney, and the cool thing about it is it was recorded for Egypt Station in 2018, and he was 76 years old when he recorded it, and so because he was already in that advanced age, hearing it live, it kind of sounds like the studio version to me. And you guys probably have seen my rant video about how I really dislike people bitching about how his voice isn't good anymore, blah, 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 blah. But I think Come On To Me is a really good example of, no, his voice is fine. It's just, it's changed, and I'm not going to deny that. I think it'd be insane to deny that it's changed. But it's not bad, you know, and I think that's a really good outlier to show people who complain. Like, no, he still can sing really nicely, actually. I think it's true that I think he needs to work on maybe singing more of his more recent stuff to make that complaint a little less common. I'm not saying get rid of all the Wings and Beatles stuff, but maybe do less of it for that reason. But I also just want to say I think he should anyway, just to give his newer stuff more attention, because there's a lot of good songs like Come On To Me, New, Queenie Eye, Hell to Pay, Struggle. I could go on and on about some songs that I really adore by Paul that he's done in the last just 2 decades alone. Like, you know, from Driving Rain all the way up to McCartney 3. I guess that's one complaint. Sorry to make this answer really long, but I think that's one complaint that I have about the tour is, from my memory, he didn't sing anything from McCartney 3. To be fair, I wasn't at the VIP sound check, so maybe he did then. But in my memory, he didn't. If anybody remembers him doing it, not at the sound check, like during the show, let me know. And also let me know, like, if he did, but you were at a different show. Like, I don't know. But to me, I don't remember him doing that. Any song. Pretty Boys, Kiss of Venus, Lavatory Lil, any of those. I don't remember hearing them at the Minnesota show. And I think those songs deserve more attention. And again, kind of like Come On To Me, I think it would be easier for him to perform them, because he wrote them in 2020 when he was 78. That's my opinion on that one. Alright, and then my other song number 2, that was really cool, is Live and Let Die. I think that's just iconic because how he blows himself up at the end. My only complaint about that is I was just too far away. Like, I saw it, but it wasn't as impactful as it would have been if I was in the front. But it's just an iconic part of his shows that a lot of fans, at least on Instagram and TikTok, make fun of a lot. So, yeah, that was really cool too. Okay, the second question is favorite Linda moment in a song. I don't really know how to answer that, like, at all, because, like, especially in Wings, Linda does a lot of backup singing, at least in the songs that I know. I mean, I guess Seaside Woman, but that's not really a moment. That's just a song by Linda, so this might sound stupid, but I don't know how to answer that, like, at all. Yeah, I don't know how to answer that. And I don't mean, like, that Linda's boring or anything. She's not. She's very talented, but, like, she doesn't really have moments, right? She just does backup for Paul and Denny Lane and Denny Sewell and, you know, whoever else is in Wings. And then she has a little bit of her own solo discography from Wide Prairie. But, like, Wide Prairie don't count because that's just her, right? Like, what do you mean by that? I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but I don't know what that means. Okay, question 3. Who is your second favorite Beatle? My second favorite Beatle has always been John Lennon. I actually had a phase very briefly in 2020 when I first got into the Beatles where John was my favorite. And that's because simply I relate to his story a bit more. You know, his whole dysfunctional family thing, moving in with his Auntie Mimi. I relate to that quite a bit, actually. I'm not going to go into too many details, but if you've ever talked to me outside of YouTube, like on Instagram or anything like that, you know what I'm talking about. And it's just relatable and inspiring, actually, to see John overcome those childhood struggles that he had and used music to his advantage to, like, better his life, I guess is the best way to describe what I'm talking about. I just really love that. And also, for those wondering, Paul is my favorite simply because of his energy. He just has really bubbly energy. He's really funny, charming. I could go on about it. But yeah, John is my second favorite. And for anybody wondering, my third favorite is Ringo, and my fourth is George Harrison. Okay, the fourth question is, do you like Ringo's solo? I'm assuming you mean his discography work, but if you mean his drumming, like drum solos or whatever, like in Beatles stuff, yeah, like, I don't know anybody who's a Beatles fan that don't, but I think you're meaning his solo work. And as for his solo work, yeah, I mean, it's alright. I don't know it very well. I only know, like, 4 songs from his discography. Yeah, I was trying to think how many I know, and it's like 4 or 5. I don't know Ringo's work, like, very well at all, other than the Beatles. But my favorite song by Ringo is probably, Vertical Man. I really like the instrumental of that one. It's like, I think it's violin, it might be cello or something. I'm not really good at differentiating the different, nuances between string instruments and what have you, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is, and I really like that one. I also like, Rack My Brain as well, because I kind of see it as Ringo's version of Temporary Secretary, like, so bad it's good, you know, kind of thing. But as for the other Beatles solo careers, George Harrison is kind of in the same boat. I know George's work a teeny, tiny bit less than Ringo's. I think I literally only have fully listened to, like, 3 songs by George, give or take. those are just rough estimates. I probably know more, but, just rough estimates. I don't know them very well. As for John's is okay. I have a hard time listening to John Lennon, also because of my reason why he's my second favorite. I relate a lot to his solo stuff. Like, his song Mother is fucking infamous. Like, I can't listen to it. And it's not that it's a bad song. I actually like it a lot. But that's kind of why I can't listen to it. It's almost too relatable. Does that make sense? Like, I like it, I do, but I can't listen to it. Because the thing is, when I go to, the Beatles specifically, I listen to them to feel happy and safe. And, Paul's music has that effect on me more than any of the other three. Sure, he has sad songs. But, I don't know, like, 99.9% of Paul's stuff is happy. And that's why I go to them, is to feel happy. I have artists that I listen to be sad, like Alita and Jasmine Bean and formerly, not anymore, but formerly Melanie Martinez, who got me into the Beatles in the first place. But yeah, I don't listen to the Beatles to feel sad. And not saying I don't listen to their sad stuff. I do listen to Mother occasionally by John Lennon. Just for example, I do listen to it, but I have a really hard time doing it. I don't go out of my way to look for it, you know what I mean? And, like, if I have, a playlist playing that it's in, and I just want to casually listen to music while I'm cleaning or drawing, I actually will usually press skip if I hear that song. But, yeah, that's kind of my opinions on their solo careers as a whole. Okay, the final question is, what McCartney albums would you recommend to someone getting into his stuff? I have several answers for that. Number one would be McCartney 2, 1980. Temporary Secretary, which is a big meme in the fandom, is in that. It's track number 2. It also has Waterfalls, which you might recognize from the cover. I think you'd call it a cover from the band TLC that was made in the 90s. And then also I would recommend it because that's kind of what got me into him. I would also recommend Chaos and Creation in the Backyard 2005 because I find that album very underrated. I would say that's like my second or third favorite album. And then my third recommendation would be Ram, 1971. I think that album has a lot of early grunge feel. I don't know if that's just me, but I kind of get that feeling. I mean, it's nothing like Nirvana, but, the shit that Kurt Cobain did. But it kind of has, like, early fetus feelings of that. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know. Am I crazy? So, yeah, I would recommend those three. McCartney 2, 1980, Chaos and Creation, 2005, and Ram, 1971. All right, that's it for this Q&A. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope my answers made sense. Sorry if I didn't give the best answers. Like that one about Linda. I had no idea how to answer that, literally at all. So, I apologize if they weren't the answers you were looking for, but I hope you guys take care, and I will see you in the next video.